This is the only thing in the world, and now the world's over. Oh no, that's over. Something else is going to start. And gosh darn, it did. And looking back, I'm sort of glad that door closed. Wouldn't have been a good door for me. Looking back, ego-driven, I could assess that it was a good door for me. But in real life, no, it really wasn't. So I'm kind of glad that door closed. It's so funny how perspective comes with time. Would have been terrible. And of course, you've really got to sit and think about your life. Got to reflect on your stage in life. I talk to a lot of people on the air about that. Well, you know, at this stage in life, that's not one of the things you're probably going to be able to do. And that's okay. Let's find new routes, new journeys, new challenges. And there's something positive about doing that because then you don't lose hope. And when there are people who stand in the way of your journey, for selfish reasons, for neurotic reasons, biased reasons, stupid reasons, bigoted reasons, whatever their reasons are, they stand in the way of your journey. And your journey is a reasonable one. No matter how important they are to you, there is no mental health in life and there is no ultimate joy if you acquiesce to the resistance of others because of their own petty, self-centered, neurotic, selfish, fearful, stupid point of view. When you sacrifice what is important to you and for your future to try to get along, not make ripples, not make anybody mad, it's like cutting off your fingers, giving up parts of yourself. And each time you do that, it becomes easier to do that. So you betray yourself. I'm Dr. Laura Schlesinger. My number, 1-800-375-2872. Marie, welcome to the program.
Hello, Dr. Laura. I can't believe I'm actually talking to you.
Thank you.
Real quick, if you don't mind, I just have to tell you, 11 years ago when I was engaged, I read your book, Proper Care and Feeding of Husbands, and it helped me immensely, more than I can say. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Laura.
Thank you. What can I help you with today?
So I'm 30 years old. I'm almost 31, been married for 10 years, almost 11. I'm my husband's girlfriend. I'm my kid's mom. I have 3 children that are 3, 5, and 8, and I love them more than I could ever say or ever. I just love them to death. But the problem we have is that I 100% want to be done having children. And my husband just recently, I've told him this several times since we had our last baby, but this week he told me that he thought I was going to change my mind or hoped I would change my mind. And now that he realizes that I won't, he is very sad, very upset. He wants to have more kids. And we are just at this impasse, and I'm afraid, I don't want to tear us apart, but I kind of worry about that happening.
Okay, I have a couple things to say.
Okay.
One is, if you really believe that he wants to be a daddy that badly and multiply, that he would walk away from his children, that makes no sense.
That's true. That's true, Dr. Laura. You're right.
So he's not going to leave you, and you got to slow down and let me do one thing. Can you let me?
Emotionally.
He doesn't care about that. He doesn't care if he loses your health. He doesn't care if you lose your mind.
That's a good
doesn't care if he loses your health. He doesn't care if you lose your mind.
That's a good point, Dr. Laura. That's a really good point.
And that's how you approach this. I've been thinking a lot about what you said. Are you a full-time mom?
I'm a full-time mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
And you tell, that's the same thing. I just like full-time mom better. Well, then you tell him tonight. In fact, call him. I don't care what he's doing unless he's in the middle of somebody's brain surgery. You call him and say, I'm really offended and hurt by what you did to me last night. I have 3 kids that I am totally responsible for, and you come home after work. And because you want to walk in to 30 kids instead of 3, you're going to be punitive toward me, almost threatening toward me. What kind of a man does that to his wife? Kids need to be wanted by both mom and dad, but you have to tell him that what he did was so self-centered and thoughtless about your feelings and needs that you're thunderstruck. Because he took vows. Remind him of his vows to love, honor, cherish. And I'm sorry, if you guys are Christians, point out the 10th commandment. He's supposed to be grateful.
That's what I've been thinking too.
The commandment is right there. Don't covet. Be grateful. So,
you're so right.
He's spitting in the face of his vows. He's spitting in the face of the 10th commandment, and he's spitting in your face. I'm sorry. That was a terrible thing for him to do.
You. Thank you so much. May I ask you one follow-up question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
I said to him, just to kind of appease him, I said, well, what about adoption? And the truth is, Dr. Laura, I don't want to adopt.
What difference does it make where the kids come from?
Yeah, I'd want to be done.
Okay.
I guess the difference is I wouldn't
here's
have to
what I'm
carry
going to do
adopted
for you,
child.
because your husband has lost his way.
Okay.
He has become totally self-centered, insensitive to your needs. And that has to stop, because that's not how a man behaves. I'm going to put you on hold. If you're willing to give them your email, we will send you a copy of this call. Just play it for him tonight.
Thank you so much, Dr. Laura. You don't know how much this means to me. I've been feeling like I'm so selfish and or something for not.
No,
wanting to give him
that's his manipulation, and I hope that's not standard practice for him of how he manipulates you in general. Is it only this issue, or are you manipulated to cater and compromise and be and do who you're not in order to make him happy?
To be fair to him, he has not threatened me about not having kids. He's just incredibly sad and upset, but he hasn't.
Has he brought it up more than? Has he brought it up more than once?
We've talked about it a few times in this last week. Yes.
I consider that threatening.
Okay.
Why would I keep bringing something up with you? Bringing something up. Don't tell me what he means to be. He wants his way. Not thinking about you or the benefit to the children to have 8 more kids. It's not in their interest. They can't get the attention that they get now.
Well, even one more, in my opinion, is just beyond what I'm willing to do. And I hope that's not selfish, but do you agree with me on that that's okay?
Would you? I'm sorry. There's something very wrong with this picture. You keep worrying about being selfish, and it's really worrying me. So I'm not as positive about your relationship with him as I would like to be, and you express you are. I don't know whether it's your lifelong habit that you don't stand up for yourself, and anything you want or need or don't need means you're selfish. You're not allowed to have an opinion, make a stand. I don't know.
So I feel like yeah. Okay.
No, I'm hearing that phrase that women say when they're very insecure. I mean, the first thing you said is, you're afraid of losing him emotionally. That's punitive.
Exactly.
That's punitive.
Yeah.
You're afraid he's going to punish you by withdrawing love and affection and attention. You said so.
That's a good point. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
Well, if you're afraid of that, you either have a history of that, or that's how he handles things to get you to do what he wants. You're going to have to figure that out when you both listen to this tape tonight. This will give you both a lot to talk about.
Very much so. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Laura. I love you so much. I listen to you. I take guidance from you. You're an incredible woman. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I mean, a man's not supposed to have sex with a woman unless she says it's okay. A man shouldn't want to make babies inside a woman's body unless she says it's okay. Don't you think? Doesn't it seem reasonable?
I definitely do. It's just so hard to disappoint the man you love, I guess. You know what I mean? But then I say, why can't you just be grateful for the kids I did give you?
That's correct. Your job is not to make sure he gets everything he wants in life.
You're right. You're right.
I'm going to put you on hold.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome. My number, 1-800-375-2872.
Listen, I'm doing this.
Vanessa and Joe, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Dr. Laura.
Hello.
Hi, guys. You folks are married to each other?
Yes.
And how long have you been married?
21 years.
And is this a first marriage for everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Super. Any kids? If so, how many? How old?
2, 19 and 17, boy and girl.
Which one's the girl?
17.
Okay. What's the 19-year-old boy doing?
Going to college and working part-time.
And what's he studying?
General ed.
And what's his goal?
Right now, he is working for a delivery company, UPS, and is going to try to go all the way as far as being a driver and maybe into management. The other option he's thinking about is pilot school.
But there's a big leap between driving a delivery truck and being a pilot. You certainly don't need the expensive 4 years of college to drive a truck.
No. But you do need a certain amount of degree to be able to fly a commercial airplane.
No kidding.
Yeah. So that would take more expense, so we'd have to figure out a way to where we'd be able to pay for that.
He should go into the military, go into the Air Force, and learn how to fly.
Yeah, that
doesn't cost anything.
That's actually something he's considering. So
well, he ought to do it because this is wasting money going to college. Okay, so
the reason
tell me
we
about
are calling Dr.
Clearly,
Laura,
we're not talking about him. So what's the problem with her?
So we have a daughter who's 17 years of age, and when she was itty bitty, I taught them finances, and we gave her a credit card at the age of 13, so I would be able to teach her how to use the credit card. And it was easier to give her a credit card, so I didn't have to give her money every day and to track how much she was spending.
I'm sorry, you gave a kid a credit card. I have a credit card because I earn money and it goes into an account from which I pay for my credit card purchases. What job did she have that she put money in the bank to pay her credit card bills?
She did not. However,
stop talking. I know you can hear me. So when you hear me say stop talking, stop. So you're going to tell me that you're teaching a kid how to use money when she doesn't even have her own money to spend. She has your money to spend. I'm not sure what that taught her.
I didn't look at it that way.
That is one of the silliest things I've heard. But the show has only started, so don't feel bad.
Okay. May I ask my question?
You know, I've never heard it put that way, and I'm glad you put it that way.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I never looked at it that way.
Huh.
Here, see if you can not overspend mommy's money. Yeah, it's a great lesson.
Well, unfortunately,
that creates a... When you hear my voice, stop talking. That raises kids to be entitled, expectant, and snowflakes. So here she is at 17, and you're going to give me a snowflake story. Go for it.
She overspent $365 in 6 days when I was gone on training. And when I came back, I told her she was going to be grounded for 2 months and I was going to take the cell phone away. My husband
Cell phone
gave her
away. Oh my God. Like that does a damn thing. That's actually
Thank
funny.
you. I say that
That's
all the
the
time.
dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's not the dumbest thing. It's one of the dumb things. It's on the dumb scale. Vanessa, where did you learn your parenting? I mean, did your parents do this kind of nonsense with you, give you money? And you could spend
My father
it?
taught me finances at 16. I got my first credit card at 16. So
With
he taught
whose
me
money?
Finances.
With whose money?
Mine.
And how did you earn the money?
I worked at 13.
Well, then why didn't you do the same thing with your daughter?
I didn't look at it the way you're pointing it out until today. The way you said it.
You mean you actually didn't see the difference between teaching her to earn and budget and spend her own money appropriately? You saw no difference between that and being handed money.
Yes, I see.
You know,
the
Joe,
difference.
are you an innocent bystander or do you not know what's going on in your own family? You don't have to whisper to each other, Joe. I'm talking to you. You're a man. This was going on in your household. You had
my
no
son
comment?
walked in, Dr. Laura. I was whispering to my son to please be quiet because I couldn't hear you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, Joe, why'd you let Vanessa do this?
Well, honestly, it seemed like she was teaching them how to hold bank accounts and manage money.
With somebody else's money.
Yeah, and I never realized that until you said that today. I never really looked at it that way. But honestly, everybody else has praised my wife for teaching them all this stuff. But
it's one of the dumbest things I've heard. So you have a lot of dumb friends.
Okay.
Because it didn't teach her a damn thing. Listen to me, Vanessa and Joe. You didn't teach her a damn thing. She said F you and spent the money.
Yes. Yes, she did.
And she knew that temporarily she wouldn't have a cell phone. Temporarily. Just wait it out and she'll get the cell phone back. She got the money. She'll get the cell phone back. You've created a snowflake.
Yeah, well, especially with the cell phone thing. I've been against that since day one.
Yeah, well, I guess you're not the man of the house.
I try. You try living here.
My
Vanessa?
question, Dr. Laura, is Scott gave her $220 yesterday without communicating with me.
Well, the two of you just continue doing this stupid stuff, don't you?
Well, this is the whole reason we called. I gave her cash because it's cash only to go to her grad night at Disneyland coming up.
No. Take the money back. Did she already buy the tickets? I don't understand. No. Did she buy the tickets?
No.
Well, today's the last day she can, so.
Two things I want to say to you. Here's the first thing. Vanessa lied. She either lied to me, to Joe, to your kid, or all three of us, because you said she was grounded. So if she's grounded, how is she going to a grad night anywhere?
Well, she's grounded for 1 month. And
don't answer.
Grad night is 2 months from now.
Oh, God. Okay.
So we're supposed to ground her for 2 months?
Yes.
No.
I think that's ridiculous.
I don't think there should have been any grounding at all.
Especially going on 18 years old. You're right. I don't think so either. Doesn't do any good.
You two have already effed her up. You've already done damage, both of you. Joe being, you created that, Vanessa. You created the monster.
I know.
She didn't have to
see it.
And now you know. Don't tell me you're a stupid woman. You are not a stupid woman. All of these things were clear to you from day one, but it was more important to you to make her happy, to not have any altercations. The wrong things were important to you. Parenting was at the bottom of the list. You were at the top of your own list. You didn't parent your daughter. So the money's gone. All money is gone from this day on. The cell phone, sell it, give it to charity. She's never getting it back. She wants a cell phone. She'll have to get a job. No talk. She'll have to get a job and buy a cell phone someday. She gets no money to go anywhere, to do anything. The money is gone. The credit card is gone. It's all gone. We are trying to save her from you guys screwing her up. You've messed her up badly. She's not capable of being honest, unselfish, and hardworking. She's not capable of any of those, thanks to the two of you.
How do we correct it?
So Joe kissed Vanessa's ass, Vanessa kissed the daughter's ass. That's not a healthy family.
No. I agree.
No. And your boy should be in the military and the Air Force. It's ridiculous that he's going to school and going back and forth in his mind between driving a truck for, I don't know, FedEx or UPS or flying an airplane. It's like two different universes. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, none of those does he get from the four-year college that you are spending for. That you are spending for.
Yes.
You've been kissing your daughter's ass, giving her money, pretending that you were doing something good. Your boy should be in the Air Force learning how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is he?
Okay.
5'11".
Oh. That's a problem.
Why?
Too tall. I'm 5'9".
Oh, you're 5'9"? Oh, you overheard me. You say he's 5'9".
Oh, that's better. You don't even know how tall your kid is. This is fascinating. Okay, son.
Well, he's taller than me, and I'm 5'9", so that's okay.
Well, then somebody got to measure somebody, but, you know, the cockpits are only so big.
Right.
So he's really got to find out about that. Go to an Air Force recruiter and see what the story is, because if he wants to fly, he wants to go in and sign up, but only to fly. He doesn't want to sign up to do something else with the plane. If that's what he wants, that's a dream he ought to follow. But meanwhile, I'm very disappointed in you two as parents. Very disappointed. So let me reiterate. She's never to get another penny from either one of you again. For college, for shoes, for clothes, nothing. Zero. No money at all. Any money your daughter's going to get, she will have earned. She will respect herself and the money a lot more.
Thank you.
So she's not going to this event. Even if somebody buys a ticket, you do not give her permission to go to the event. It's over.
I'll put a stop to it. Thank you.
It's over. Agree. No money. Go in there, take out all the money, cut up the credit card, and get rid of the cell phone. We're trying to rescue your daughter from a terrible life of being a snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
Because girls who are snowflakes get hooked up with controlling, creepy guys. Older with money. Because that's what they've been trained to do.
Oh. Okay. Thank you.
And Joe, don't give me the, you don't know what it's like around here. Act like a man. Vanessa will respect you more. Not initially, but eventually. My number, 1-800-375-2872. We're going to take a break.
Let Dr. Laura make sense of it all for you.
I'll tell you what, eye socks look great in the gym, at the office, and out on the town. If they could, feet would daydream about Bombas. You can see examples of how happy my feet are in Bombas socks when you look at the archives on our Instagram page, and for every purchase you make, Bombas donates a pair to someone in need. So keep cool, keep comfy, keep contributing with the best socks in the history of feet, Bombas. Buy your Bombas at bombas.com/Dr. Laura today and get 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/Dr. Laura for 20% off your first purchase. Bombas.com/Dr. Laura. And the feminist movement has turned most husbands into limp dicks. They won't stand up to their wives at all, even when the wives are doing something that is damaging the kids of the family. It's okay. You just want to get along. Everybody just wants it to be peaceful. Nobody wants to take responsibility and take a stand. What? I don't role model enough doing that? My number, 1-800-375-2872. Suzanne, welcome to the program.
Hi. Thank
you. Hi. What can I do for you?
Well, I have a dilemma that I've been going to a therapist because I thought I was losing my mind. And now I've come to realize that I don't think
I'm sorry, you went to the therapist because you thought you were losing your mind in what way?
My husband would tell me things and then he'd deny telling me things. So I thought, am I hallucinating or what? And I've now come to the
Suzanne, you
realization-
actually thought you might be hallucinating. That is not the truth. I don't believe for a minute that you thought you were hallucinating. No, I don't believe it. Sorry.
Okay. You're probably right. And I really wanted to know why this was happening. And I've now come to the conclusion that this is
because he's manipulative. Because he's manipulative, and you're old enough to know that.
Yeah, I do know that.
You actually went to a therapist to find out if you were hallucinating because he would tell you one thing and do another. We call that passive-aggressive behavior.
Okay. And that's, it's like, why do I keep going to therapy? Because it just seems to be getting clearer and clearer to me. But the issue I'm having...
Some people can't handle the truth because it means at 67 they'll have to get a divorce and be alone and probably not find another guy. So instead of facing the truth, they go to a therapist to find out if they're hallucinating.
True. You're spot on. Yep.
I'm 72. I'd rather be alone than be with your husband. I am alone, and I'd rather be alone. I don't want to be alone, but I'd rather be alone than be with your husband. So you have to decide how desperate you just want to be, because the more desperate you are, the more tortured you're going to be. So if you wish to be tortured for the rest of your life and consider that better than being alone, da-da-da-da-da-da, you got it.
How demented is that? That's not healthy at all.
I don't think it's demented. I just think it's sad.
Very sad. Yeah.
It's sad that you prefer torture to be alone.
Well, my first husband died, and I was alone for like almost 10 years. And I think that
Suzanne,
jaded
it's
my
not
thinking.
the worst thing in the world. It made you do something stupid.
True. Yep.
And then you didn't want to face that it was stupid. So you decided, if I'm crazy, then I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Yep.
Crazy, stupid, crazy, stupid. You picked crazy. I picked stupid.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go talk to an attorney, I guess.
Is that a question?
Okay. What's that?
Is that a question or a statement?
That's a statement.
Sounds like a smart idea. By the way, did your therapist confirm that you were not crazy?
Yes. She told me if I wanted to stick this out, I needed a support group, not therapy. So.
Well, you know what? I'm a different kind of psychotherapist. I don't tell people to sit and suffer.
Yeah, that's why I called
If between now and dead, this is adequate, then I bet you're hoping you die soon.
I've thought about it.
There you go. See, I'm right. Well,
Absolutely.
if between now and dead you want that to be a longer time, then you have to be living a life that's more joyous. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
When you make a mistake,
kids.
fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, your adult kids are watching you do this dumb thing. Come on.
Yeah, and it's torturing them. So, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I think it's perfectly good for a parent to torture their kids.
No. Not at all.
Sarcasm.
In fact, my daughter was listening to you and got me listening to you years ago. And she's always saying, well, what do you think Dr. Laura would say? And I'd say, you know what? Going to give her a call and I'll find out.
Well, again, between now and dead, is this the way you want to live?
No.
Good. And undo it. My number, 1-800-375-2872. Ashley, welcome to the program.
Hey, Dr. Laura. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you.
I am going to give you just a tiny bit of background. I'm 38. I've been married for 15 years to the same man, first marriage for both of us. We have 2 children. They're 7 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
My parents divorced when I was 10. My mother has remarried and divorced twice since my dad. So she's been married and divorced 3 times. So I'm 38. I'm a grown-up. I've been supportive of her dating. However, she now has been pursuing and is still pursuing dating.
You've been supportive of her dating. Okay.
Just being there for her, just trying to be accepting of her. And now she wants and is pursuing a relationship with my dad's first cousin. And I have a severe problem with this. I've asked her not to, and she said she doesn't see anything wrong with it. I said I was going to call Dr. Laura. She said, okay, great. Let me know what she says. Do I have the right to ask her not to do that? Am I in the wrong?
No, you have no rights. You have no rights whatsoever in this regard. Okay. You have no rights. You knew that. On what basis would you have a right? Legally?
I don't.
Well, you're asking a question to which you already knew the answer. That's kind of weird.
Maybe I was hoping that you would say that
your mother is who she is, and you haven't accepted who she is. Would you have chosen her if you could now, if the world was just organized differently, and at 38, one could choose a mother, and you read all the things that she has done, all the decisions she has made, etc. Would you choose her to be your mommy?
Well, of course, she's my best friend. Maybe not. I mean,
you didn't answer the question. Nice cop-out. Why, is your mom listening?
Nah, I doubt it.
Okay, then don't be disingenuous, okay?
Okay.
You wouldn't pick her to be your mommy?
It was rough, yes. It was hard. She made some crazy decisions, in my opinion.
You are not going to in any way ever get her to change.
You're right.
So tell her from now on you have no opinion.
Okay. No opinion. I will do that.
Opinions mean you have hope that you can impact her to become a different person. Do you in any way believe that there is anything you could do or say that will completely change what kind of a human being she is?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Then stop trying.
Good point.
Just like fish in the fish tank. Seriously, just watch them go by. Just watch her go by. I'm serious. Consider her a guppy in the fish tank.
Okay, I will do that.
Right. So every time she tells you something, I want you to imagine she's a fish and she's just swimming along the fish tank, and it really doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I will do that.
You can, if a guppy is not good, you can make her some other kind of fish. My number, 1-800-375-2872. We're going to come right back.
Rethink the way you think.
Call me when you need to rearrange. Okay. So, and who is she?
Co-worker.
Co-worker. Is she married also?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she has kids. Are
Correct.
They at the same power level at the company?
Yes, they are. They work together on projects. They're actually two different companies. They both have their own companies, work together.
Are they still working
together? And have known
together?
each other. No, that has ended. And they knew each other in college and reconnected through business.
Okay. So, how can I help?
So, I've been going to, we have been going to couples counseling, and I'm not getting better. I just feel
I'm sorry,
erratic.
What do you mean better?
I don't feel emotionally like I'm healing in any way. We want to work on the marriage. I'm trying
Margaret,
to be really
did the therapist tell you that that's a goal?
Yes.
Let me explain something to you. You're never going to feel good about it. Never.
Okay.
No wonder you're not getting better, because your definition of better is impossible.
Okay.
He's been loving up and having sex and bringing gifts and talking and hugging and being sweet, and you're never going to forget that. Ever. Yeah. And he's never going to forget all the years you treated him like crap.
Mm-hmm.
What should be happening in the therapy, in good therapy, is not a promise that you're going to feel better, but a commitment to, we both really did bad stuff here. And from this day forward, how do we want it to be?
Okay.
But you've been wasting time, money, and emotion with the idea that you're going to feel better, ever, about it, ever. Now, 10 years from now, you won't think about it. Yeah, pretty much. He has to accept that you were a bitch, and you have to accept that he betrayed you.
Okay.
You both have something to accept. If you want to,
I don't know if he can ever trust me again. He said, I don't know that I'll trust you again.
As long as he lives in the house, you have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Which means when he walks through the door, you hug and kiss him. When you're watching a movie, you hold his hand or snuggle with him. When you're in bed, you intertwine your legs, which means you do everything to make physical contact. Men are very big on that. It's the most communicative way to touch a man's heart.
See that. You're right. I've noticed lately because we're really working on that.
When he's sitting somewhere, you come behind him and make believe you're Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I met him on a train one time, and I'm not surprised by any of this. I saw composites of the photographs, but I met him on a train one time, and he was instantly flirtatious.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. You got that guy. He and Clinton were just on go all the time. Nonetheless, okay. Moving right along, pretend you're Joe Biden on your husband. So you're always touching, snuggling. Well, his touching shoulders was to restrain a woman, but nonetheless, you just hug and touch and kiss and come by and just take his hair on above his ear and move it behind his ear. You know what I mean? Just a ton of that.
Yeah.
You cannot talk this man into trusting you're going to be his woman. You just got to be his woman. Now you can say, how can I be his woman when I picture him on top of her?
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it. And while you're in the middle of fussing up to him, doing your Joe Biden thing, you're not going to be thinking of her. Once you start behaving like this, you're going to be directed forward, not backward. But if your therapist told you, just be patient, you will feel better, that's just a load of crap.
Good to know.
You don't sit there and talk about it and feel better. It's not the way it works. You two just decide to hold hands and start from now.
That's so helpful. Thank you.
Good.
I really appreciate it.
Good. Thank you for your call. I'm Dr. Laura Schlesinger. My number is 1-800-375-2872. If you haven't tried the incredible high-quality meat from ButcherBox, you're going to be amazed. ButcherBox delivers 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage-bred pork right to your door. They work closely with farms and companies committed to raising animals humanely. This ensures an ethical process, one that results in a better quality, better tasting, more nutrient-dense meat with no added hormones or antibiotics. Each box perfectly packed and portioned for your needs, and ButcherBox comes at an affordable price. With free shipping, you get a month's worth of the best-tasting meat from ButcherBox for less than $6 a meal. ButcherBox is offering you Ultimate Breakfast Bundle, 2 packs of their best-tasting bacon, 2 pounds of their custom breakfast sausage for free, plus $20 off your first box when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Dr. Laura. That's butcherbox.com/Dr. Laura, butcherbox.com/Dr. Laura. It is good stuff. Much better than you get in the grocery, in my opinion, my experience. Now go do the right thing.
Over 100 extra channels are now on the
Sirius XM Triumph 111. You are here with Dan and Mallory, screening your calls, the amazing Carson Smith engineering, orchestrating our music, producing the segues. And my number is 1-800-Dr. Laura, 1-800-375-2872. Joe, welcome to the program.
Hi.
Hi.
First time doing this, I apologize, but here's my situation.
What are you apologizing for, sir?
For being a little bit scatterbrained here, so sorry about that.
That's okay. That's pretty natural. Everybody gets a little worried when they come on the air.
It's about my wife and her family, basically. To start off with, her brother has 4 kids, and they really don't parent them well. Her brother makes a lot of money, and pretty much buys and gives their kids just about anything they ask for. They don't watch them. They let their kids, basically on a free-for-all. And whenever we get together, they go up and sit down and relax, and then their kids just run through the house and damage things and are crazy. And so I have to watch my kids every time because when my kids are with them, either physically or verbally, my kids get hurt and they come out crying. And so I always have to, instead of relaxing myself, I have to monitor my kids around his kids to make sure everything's okay. Now,
can you give me just a number off the top of your head of how many times your kids have been injured at his house?
Well, it's any family gathering. And
how many times has this happened, sir?
Over a dozen times now at this point.
What do you think about a father who brings his kids to various places where he knows they're going to be injured? What do you think about that father?
I think it's horrible.
I think he's pretty...
problem.
No, what do you think about a father doing that? Do you think he should be allowed to be a father?
No,
I mean, he's not
all,
protecting
actually.
his kids. He's a limp dick. He's more concerned with the family dynamic and his position in the family than protecting his own children.
Yep. And that's where I have problems, and I'm trying to protect my children. But
no, you're not. No, you are not. You bring them where they're not safe. That is in no way protecting your children. Getting a babysitter and going as an adult so your kids are happy with the babysitter or playing at a friend's house, and then you go pick them up later so that they're safe and happy, is protecting your kids. When asked, a real father would say, I didn't bring them because his kids tend to beat on them, and I leave them home so they won't get beat on. And then everybody would yell at that father, and that father wouldn't give a damn because he's a man.
Them all getting together. But my wife ended up with
I don't care what your wife is going to say. I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Did you not understand what I just said?
I heard you, and I understand, yes. There's more to it, though.
There's never more to it than protecting your kids. There's never more to it.
Yeah. Just if I can just tell you this part of it, my wife ended up having a breakdown and going to the hospital. And
well, then she needs psychiatric treatment, but that shouldn't stop you from protecting your kids, even from her.
And she is getting treatment that way. What my question is...
And what is her diagnosis, sir? What is her diagnosis?
Bipolar and depression.
Yes, well, she has some serious mental illnesses, and none of that should get in the way of you protecting your children.
So that answers my question. So even with how it affects her, just hang strong with it and don't let her do it anymore.
Protecting your children takes precedence over her. If she needs to be hospitalized for an extended period of time, it's sad, but that's what she needs. But also there is the dynamic, because it's real interesting. They did some research many times in this hospital that had a whole ward full of people diagnosed with schizophrenia. And, there's a range of schizophrenia nonetheless. When they worked on a system of points, that if you did certain things, you get more points, and then you'd have perks, it was amazing how people behaved better. They were still mentally ill, but within their reason of their control, they used it. So I don't know if your wife just has these breakdowns because that is just the profound nature of her mental illness, or this is her game. Either which way, whether I knew the answer to that or not, my comment to you would be the same. You damn well better protect your kids.
Okay. Question.
Yes?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What was your question?
I said that answers my question. I said,
that answers your question. Okay. I realize you have a lot on you, but I'm still expecting you to act like a man. I feel weird being a woman giving lectures to males about how to be a man. But I suppose it makes sense because the feminist movement filled with women has tried to strip them of being men. So maybe it takes one to fix it. Terry, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question about how to be a supportive wife, and I'm having trouble because it seems that if I get support in this certain area, I am taken as being critical of my husband. So,
how is support? To give me an example, how something you did that was supportive was taken as critical, because usually they work in the same direction, not in opposite directions. So tell me how that works.
True. In this particular instance, my husband has had some health issues in his life, and he's getting into his 60s now, and he belongs to an athletic club, which costs quite a bit of money, but he rarely uses it. And
how much money does it cost?
It's about $2,500 a year.
Wow, that's an expensive club.
It's pretty exclusive, yeah. He's belonged since he was a child.
So it's more of a social club for him, not where he actually works out, because clubs where you work out don't charge anywhere near that amount.
He doesn't socialize there either because it's 45 minutes from our house.
Okay, then I would pull the plug on it and say, I don't care if you get mad, or I'm not putting out $2,500 when you don't go. I'm not doing it. So I called and I canceled it. Just do it. Let him get mad.
Yeah. Well, it's his membership. It's not for me to cancel. I'm not on the membership. I quit and resigned because it wasn't feasible for us to use it. But my concern more is just that I want my husband.
I'm sorry. I thought when people were married, they both handled. Okay. Well, then I have no advice for you.
Okay.
You're just going to have to eat the $2,500 and ignore it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Just ignore it. I have another thing. I would make out a check for $2,500 and go out and buy clothes.
Well, unfortunately, I'm terribly frugal, and I like to spend money on vacations and travel.
Honey,
but
you can always return them on, they usually give you a month, a week, 3 weeks, whatever. But just say, every time you pay the $2,500 for this that you don't use, I'm going to go out and buy clothes for $2,500 that I'm not going to wear.
Wow, that's a pretty good example.
Yeah, good. My number, 1-800-375-2872. Cindy, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank you.
I have a rift in my relationship with my adult son. I learned about 3 weeks ago that he's very resentful, and a couple times he's outwardly been angry towards me for not having contributed money about 2 years ago when he and his friend wanted to start a business. And the reason that it's
So you have a snowflake for a son, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, let me describe how a snowflake son behaves. He blames his mother for his business failing, which I guess is what happened, because you didn't give the money, not that he failed.
Well, it's actually the opposite. The business has been
he succeeded in spite of you not giving the money, then why would he be resentful?
Extremely so, because now
so wait a minute. Let me understand something. His business is very successful.
Correct.
Dan just typed up,
Correct.
I'm sorry, Mallory just typed up that you told her that he failed. So tell you what, I'm going to put you on hold. Yeah, you just changed your story according to my screener. I was accepting your rendition, but she just wrote, no, blaming mom for failing. That's what it says on the screen. Blaming mom for failing. That you didn't believe in him. So you just changed the story. I don't put people on the air who give two stories. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't know which it is. It's all good. Kevin and Sarah, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Hi. How old are you, Kevin? How old are you, Sarah?
I am 40 years old.
I'm 34.
And how long have you been married?
4.5 years.
And have you produced any human beings?
We
3 girls our own.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. You have a girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. 3-year-old and then 2 twin-year-old daughters that are 20 months. And then I have about a 9-year-old son. He'll be turning 9 in a couple weeks.
Let me understand this. Your 9-year-old boy lives with you, or he comes to visit?
He lives with us about half the time. Like 1 weekend, I get him Thursday up.
So, sir,
I'm sorry, what was that?
Let me understand what you two adults thought was okay. Let me just understand this. That you had a 4-year-old boy who came to visit half-time with his dad, who's raising somebody else's kids. Did you both think that was something you'd both like to experience yourselves? I don't know. Would you like to be that kid? Gee, I wouldn't. But moving right along. So what's happening in this marriage? What can I help you with?
A lot of disrespect from my son to Sarah and me as far as
Kevin.
Talking back.
Kevin.
Go ahead. Yep.
When you make a family and then for whatever reason abandon it, whatever the reason is, marry some new female, make a lot more kids, and your kid gets to visit and then has to go home, you freaking can expect disrespect, bad behavior, hostility, because your kid's in pain. Because it hurts kids to have their parents divorce, marry new people, and make new kids they have to compete with, and only get to visit their parent while their parent is full-time with some other woman's kids. And then you expect him to come like a puppy dog and be nice no matter what house he's in. Good luck with that. This is why I beg people to not remarry and definitely not make new kids until their kids are 18 up and out, because we can avoid what's happening. You are not going to punish him into behaving better. This is payback. The best I can offer you is you can all go into family counseling and maybe we can make some headway, but I can't believe that 2 adults did not anticipate that the kid would not like this. I don't like it, and I'm not your kid. I wouldn't like it if I was your kid. It's terrible. It's just terrible. It's just terrible, and I have no need to discuss it further. I offered family counseling. I don't know if that's going to do any good. This kid will probably get in trouble. Statistically speaking, will be in and out of juvie hall and doing stuff to get back at everybody for his pain and his loss. So you folks who are doing stuff like this, think again. But then call me pissy that the kid doesn't kiss your ass. What can we do? What kind of punishment will make him behave better? Can we spank him? Can we take away his cell phone? He was punished by the remarriage and the making of 3 babies. That makes him unimportant. Plus, he visits a home where the female is very, very busy with her own kids. I guess what I'm surprised at in particular is I asked them if they thought this would be good for either one of them, and they just ignored that and then told me the kid's behaving badly and didn't understand why. He's not being respectful because he doesn't respect you. Why is it that so many people treat kids like furniture or a gerbil, where no matter what you do to them, it's just going to be okay? Sharon, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you for
Good. What can I
taking
do
my
for
call.
you?
Sorry, I'm nervous. It's my first
That's
time.
all right.
I need some clarification on whether or not I did the right thing. I'm 35. My husband's 39. We've been married for 8 years. We have a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old. And it took me a few years to talk to my husband about me staying home with the kids because I'm working full time. And
why did you have kids if you were working full time and you didn't have an agreement that you wanted to raise your children?
Well, that's
a reasonable question, don't you think, for me to ask?
Yes, and it's our fault because we never really, I guess, talked about this before.
How can you not talk about this when you're thinking of getting married to somebody? How can you not talk about what will happen with kids? I mean, how do you avoid that conversation? No, help me understand. I really am trying to understand. You get married, you spend 2 years dating each other, and you never discuss if we have kids.
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking you to whine and moan. I'm asking you to talk to me. How does one date for 2 years and this subject never come up?
We dated for about. We didn't date too long. I don't think we dated for about 6 months, and then, I would say 1.5 years before we got married. And we did talk about kids. And just not the matter of, I guess, me staying home with the kids. I guess he has always thought that we're both going to be working.
Okay, since we're on radio, this is educational for everybody at home. So let's go step by step with all the stupid things you did. 1, you got married to a guy you barely knew. 2, you did not make it very clear how many kids you wanted, when you wanted them, and the fact that you were going to be a full-time mom. Then you had a baby and continued working full-time. Now you realize that this is a terrible thing to do to children, to have them be unloved all day by a mom. So now you want to change the game rules, and he's probably mad. And I'm sitting here going, what the hell do you want from me? These were all your stupid moves.
Yeah.
And if the man is actually going to divorce you because you are raising the children, then I would pack his bag.
Pack his bag?
Yeah, pack his bag and help him go. If he's going to divorce you because you're raising the children instead of having them be unloved all day by a mother, if he doesn't care that his children be loved by a mother all day, if he really doesn't care, if he's that limp a dick that he doesn't want to be supporting his family, then you not only married too early before you knew him, you made a big mistake throwing the dice in 6 months. So what you have to tell him is, we hardly knew each other. I am going to not have these kids not loved all day by a mom. I hope you will rise to the occasion and be a man and take care of us. So you put the ball back in his court. Stop acting like a frightened little bunny rabbit and tell him, I'm hoping you will rise to the occasion, be a man, and take care of your family.
Yeah, I actually did tell him that.
I don't believe you.
That didn't go too well.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you said it. So say it again tonight. And ask him if he wants to abandon his kids and his wife because he's not man enough to take care of them. Go. Challenge him. If you're not man enough to take care of your wife and 2 kids, then go.
Yeah. Because he keeps telling me that telling me that I'm not a supportive wife.
Ma'am? Every stupid thing we do is not necessarily fixable. You married an ass.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about his children. He only cares about himself. You are not supporting him. Whatever dumbass thing he wants to do, you're supposed to agree to, or you're not a good wife. And you're actually buying that because with a pathetic, whiny voice, you're asking me if that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Your God-given obligation is to take care of your children. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I'm very sorry if you foolishly married a man who doesn't have that same intent.
Yes. It's my fault. Yes.
Yes, it's totally your fault. Because it's in your body. I hear this all the time from feminists. It's in your body that new life takes place. So ultimately, you are responsible for the new life, when and with whom you make it. So no matter what, you got to be there for those kids.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. I known this for a while. I just needed you to tell me this, I guess.
Why didn't your mother tell you this?
Yes. Well, no, she didn't tell me before I got married, but now she is.
So she was okay with you getting married in 6 months?
She was not.
So you thought she was stupid?
Yeah. Boy, am I wrong.
And what do you think about her now?
She's a very wise lady.
And look what you've done in ignoring her.
Yep.
Okay. Well, good luck tonight. Tell him if he wants to leave because he thinks you're not a supportive wife because you want to raise the children and have them be loved all day. If he expects a wife to be somebody who just goes along with everything he demands and desires because he demands and desires it, even if it's not good, then we made a mistake. And we have 2 kids now who are going to suffer from our mistake because you don't want to rise to the occasion, be a man, and take care of your family and be proud of it. And I don't believe for a moment that you said that to him, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you a copy of this, and you can play it for him tonight. My number, 1-800-375-2872. We're going to take a break. Come right back.
Avoid making stupid mistakes in your life.
Men and women are here. You and your husband started this in her.
Okay.
So she doesn't feel adequate to whom? Your husband or you? Be honest, because we need to fix this.
Yeah, my best guess would be my husband, just because my husband is very involved with my son's soccer, and she does other events, and I know she gets a little upset that he can't be there as much.
No, he can. He chooses not to. He can. He chooses not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a little frustrated and trying to be good enough for Dad because she thinks that's why he doesn't spend time with her because she's not good enough and her brother is.
Okay.
There's nothing to do with school. That's just one way this gets expressed.
So when he has had the opportunity, like she does gymnastics, and he had the opportunity to watch her, she gets so angry she doesn't want him to go. Do we feed into that, or do we just, Dad's taking you today? And
you know what it is? It's playing a board game.
Okay.
And not being a perfectionist at it, not having to win, but having a good time. It's setting the table. It isn't all these stupid sports. My God, your family sounds like it's just sports, not people-oriented. I'm talking about the day-to-day where she feels loved and approved of and good enough as is. She has the message in her head that she's not good enough as is.
Okay.
And I bet you do too.
I haven't. If I do, I haven't noticed it, but I will
Think
look
for a
into
moment.
that more.
Think for a
Okay.
moment. You're not going to look into it more. Don't try to get away from me.
Okay.
Let's just start at one level and dig a little farther.
Okay.
Does your husband think you're good enough?
Yes, we're pretty strong together.
I'm glad you're strong together. I have a feeling, and I just think it's important to pursue it.
Okay.
If he's a perfectionist, perfectionists are very demanding of other people. So I'm wondering in what way he's demanding of you.
I do put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure, we run a business together. So yes, I'm, working really hard trying to impress him. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Your daughter is taking after you.
Okay.
Isn't the answer obvious?
Probably I need to just break it off. I can't find anything else wrong with him. He's a wonderful guy. That's killing me. I know it's not that. I know it's 1 in 6 people have it nowadays. I've read up on it quite a bit. I just don't want to be that one, I guess. I guess I know the answer, don't I?
Right.
Okay.
Because even when those sores are present, the person can still be shedding, and there's no 100% way to protect you. There's no 100% way. So you would be taking a risk. If you don't want to take the risk, then you can't have a sexual relationship with him.
So I guess I'll just be upfront and tell him that. I said, friendship, sharing our lives, but no sex, and I don't know if I want to do that. So
okay.
I think you're right. I need to break it off early. Wow. Okay. Getting older, but you know what? We still have to have our morals and our standards, don't we?
Well, I'm glad he was an honorable man and told you before there was any sexual interaction.
Me too. Very much so.
So I give him a lot of points for that. Sad he has the herpes, but at least he's an honorable man.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I really value your opinion.
Sorry about that. It's kind of a bummer, I know. Stephanie, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call. I just wanted to say that you helped me and my husband salvage our marriage last year. He's the one with the moral injury, and completely saved my kids from having to go through a terrible divorce like I did when I was a kid.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy that you feel I helped. Thank you.
So, my background is I'm the oldest of 5 children. We were all born within 6 years. My parents got divorced when I was 15 years old. It was very quick. I wanted a divorce. A month later, we were in a completely different state, different life. I was what I feel my mother's, I feel like the scapegoat for the whole family, too. The anger was mostly brought on to me. I have noticed that over the years, I'm somewhat developing, trying to get away from that weak, kind of staying in that cycle with repeatedly being abused, but I'm still having some trouble with completely cutting off the tie. And
why is that? Why is that? What's the difficulty in breaking off the tie?
I just keep going back for rejection.
No, I'm asking you a question. You said it's difficult to break off the tie. Why?
I want that family that I know I don't have.
Say that again.
I want that family that I know I don't have.
One more time.
I want that family I know I don't have. I don't have it.
Well, you finally faced it.
I'm sorry, what?
You just turned a corner. You faced the truth. I finished working out. I did something on the computer, and then I went inside to have my second breakfast. I have 2 breakfasts. I spread my food out every 3 hours. I have a high metabolic rate, so I have to keep eating to maintain my weight. So I turned on the TV, and before I could change the channels, it was some kind of cop show, and I don't know what cop show it was. But I watched 30 seconds of a scene, and from what I could glean, the head cop sitting at the desk was her father, and the blonde lady was his daughter. And she wanted to keep her badge. So she was a cop. And he said to her, "Do you want to keep that badge?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Well, you have to," and he says, "You have to do 2 things. What?" So, of course, I didn't change the channel till I heard the 2 things. The first thing was she had to be regularly drug tested. Holy cow. Yeah, we need somebody with a gun who's on drugs, right? So she needs to be drug tested. And she said, yes. And he said, "And you need to cut all ties with your mother. You do recognize she's a cancer."
Yes.
On your life. Isn't that funny that I just saw that and then I changed the channel and here you are?
Yes. And that's the problem.
No, stop saying that's the problem. Just stop saying that. Stop all of that.
Okay.
You have to cut your ties with your mother.
Yes.
To keep your badge.
Yes.
In your case, your badge is your life. Now, a lot of people want to hold on to the past because they're too scared to actually build a life. So they make themselves perpetually miserable, and then they can whine and get sympathy. There are people who live their lives that way till the day they die. You may be one of them.
I don't want to be one of them.
Then you have to cut your ties.
Yes. I have a sister who talks to her.
No, I don't want to hear any of that. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it, and I don't want you to hear it. Tell your sister I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You want a life?
I do want a life. I want to be happy.
Well, you can't until you break the ties.
You're absolutely right. And I already have her blocked, so I will just keep moving forward.
You have to be blocked in your head, not just on your phone.
That's the difficulty for me.
No, it's not going to be the difficulty for you anymore. What's that sentence you said? Remember the sentence I asked you to ask 3 times and you cried? I want a family.
I want a family that I don't have.
Yeah. That's what you have to remind yourself when you go to that place. Can't have it.
Can't have it. You're right.
Can't have it.
Absolutely.
Some people have one, other people don't. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you. My number, 1-800-375-2872. Listen to my call of the day and read the comments at facebook.com/Dr. Laura. This is like a tree of options. Or listen with Apple Podcasts, or Pandora, or your favorite podcast app. See, when people are teaching me how to use a particular program, now I know how to go into some of these companies that sell drawings and things that I'm using for screen printing. And I know how to get it into Photoshop. But I woke up this morning, and because I did something the same way each time, evidently the computer decided, oh, well, if she's going to do it that way, then we're going to take that one page that comes up and surprise her and make it look different. I don't understand that computers make these decisions. This AI phenomenon is starting to worry me. I go do the right thing.
Hi, this is former Yankee